Your wish has been granted.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the People's Champ bringing you a brand new Dragon Ball Super Masters deck profile. This time we're going to go over the deck list that I think that I should have taken to Nats 2025. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about the deck profile, and tell me if you think that I would have had better success than I did with the Gammas that I didn't practice with down at Nats. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off, we have the leader. It is Son Goku. When this card attacks, draw a card. But the big thing here is you activate main. Once per turn, you choose one of your white U7 battle cards and switch it to hidden mode. Increase this card's power by the original power on the front of the card that was switched to hidden mode by this skill for the turn. Allows for a little bit of early aggression, although the cards that you're flipping to hidden mode really aren't going to do much for you, as they're only making them 14k, because the one drops are 4k instead of 5k. So it doesn't give you quite the bean, but early on, if you're going second, you can get a quick little swing in, but it's really easy for your opponents to combo out, because most of the time people are trying to build their Z energy, and of course they're most likely going to be comboing a 5k, so that swing usually doesn't go through. So if you really wanted to push damage with this leader on the front side, you probably want to combo even though you flipped a card to hidden mode. Really, this is just to get us to our awakening condition. When your life is 4 or less, or you have 2 or more hidden cards in your battle area, you draw 2 cards and you add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 life left. And then it brings us back toward the back side. This is Super Saiyan God Son Goku Crimson Power. Again, when it attacks, it draws a card. Has an activate main. Choose one hidden mode card in your battle area and place it into your opponent's drop. And then you draw a card, so it allows you for a second draw per turn. So then you have the other activate main, which is basically the same thing as the front side, where you switch one of your white Unit 7 battle cards and you increase that card's power. Or, well, you switch one of your white U7 battle cards and you switch to hidden mode. Then you choose up to one of your leaders or up to one of your white Unit 7 battle cards that increase the card's power to the original power to the front of the card that was switched to hidden mode. So the front side only affects your leader, but the back side affects your leader and or a card in your battle area that you want to boost up, so which will become very important for the next few bits of cards. So starting off with our 1-drops, we have Master Roshi, Elderly Achievement, and Tien Shinhan. So we're going to take a look at Master Roshi. Master Roshi, when it's played, it's a top 5 searcher. I like this one a little bit more than just a generic draw one that the Tien is, but they both have the effect that when this hidden mode card in a battle area is placed into the owner's drop, choose it to one of your white U7 cards and gets plus 5k power for the turn. So this is one of those cards that, when you put it in the drop using the leader's effect to draw again, you can give your leader, a bean, making it a larger swing. So on the backside, you're most likely going to be a 20k swinger at a minimum when you send these to the drop. Tien, like I said, is a draw one here. It isn't too much special, but it does the exact same thing as the Master Roshi does. So next we have our Krillin, we have our Android 18, and then we have Android 17. We're going to start off with the Krillin. Krillin is a blocker, so the big thing here with this deck is defense is a little bit on the lacking side, which is why we splashed in a little bit of blue on the back end, but we will get into that here in a second. So when this card in the battle area is switched to hidden mode by one of your skills, your leader gets a bean, 5k power, until the end of your opponent's turn. So if you don't have a target for your leader to flip to hidden mode, you could do that. Get the 15k and add it to any kind of card that you want to, and then you could also get the 5k power to bean your leader to a 20k. So this whole deck's thing is to boost your cards up. I think they called it Power Coup or something like that. It's about being more aggressive, swinging tall rather than super wide. But it does have the capability of going wide. So it has a pay 1 white to even play this card. If I have a hidden mode card in my battle area, and if my leader's a white U7, so the only ones you could play this in is Beerus and or Goku. When you play it out, it draws a card, and then you play from your hand. Again, it's a blocker. So it's a solid little bit of defense. We're playing that at 3. Then we have the Android 18, but we're only playing at 2. So same effect. If your leader is white Universe 7, you play this and you have a hidden mode battle card, or a hidden mode card in your battle area. It doesn't have to be a battle card. You draw a card and then you play it from your hand. And of course, when this card is switched to hidden mode by one of your skills, you choose one of your white Universe 7 cards that gains barrier until the end of your opponent's turn. So if there is a card that you want to give barrier, whether it be the Krillin for blocker, so you have a barrier blocker, or just another card on the field that you want to protect with barrier, Android 18 is great for that, but you don't really use that effect too terribly often, at least in my experience. So I only played it at 2. So then we have Android 17 Protector of the Earth. So this is a counterplay. This is the only counterplay we have. Actually, no, I lied. There is one more counterplay. There is the Beerus counterplay. But this is the only other counterplay that we have. Choose up to one of your white battle cards and switch it to hidden mode. And you play this card, and you switch this card that was switched to hidden mode by the skill to the revealed mode at the end of the turn. So this is just sort of like if your opponent plays out a battle card, it allows you to kind of protect it. You counterplay the battle card that's going to mess with the card that you're trying to protect. You switch it to hidden mode, so now your opponent can't mess with it. And then when you're ready to have it at the end of the turn, it will flip back to reveal mode, and then you'll have access to that battle card again. Of course, it's a permanent. If your leader is a white Universe 7 card, you have a hidden mode card in your battle area. Reduce the energy cost of this card by your hand by 2. And of course, when this card is played, it replaces itself as to draw 1. So this is more about interrupting your opponent's plays to save yourself versus interrupting your opponent's plays to stop them from doing something for themselves. I guess it's the same thing, but you get what I'm saying. Next up, we have Piccolo, Brilliant Strategy, and Vegeta, New Evolution. These two are going to be the bread and butter of this strategy. So Piccolo, Brilliant Strategy, if your leader is a white Universe 7 card and you have 2 or more energy, you play this card from your hand. But its big thing is its effect of choose one of your cards and switch it to revealed mode. So you want to have something hidden because that is the cost to be able to use this effect. And it's a limit 1, so you can do it once per turn. So you can't have a bunch of these on the battlefield to do this over and over. You choose up to one of your white Unit 7 battle cards with an energy cost of 6 or less, and you switch it to active mode, which this is the pairs up with the Vegeta. But keep in mind that when you can switch this to hidden mode, and it's a 20k, so you're buffing something by 20k using leader ability. But the Vegeta here is our main, early aggression. It is our main striker. It is a double striker. It costs 1 to play out. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, you draw a card, play it from hand, and then it has choose one of your cards and switch it to revealed mode. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So this is going to be some early barrier removal. It doesn't hit everything, obviously, because it's 4 cost or less, but early barrier removal is very nice for the deck. There is some argument that where it needs more barrier removal. I think it does too. I think there's the argument of playing black and white. I think black is probably the superior color to splash into white right now, but I wanted to try this variant with blue. But, as I was saying, you flip the Piccolo or flip any of the other cards that are 15k or 20k, give the power to Vegeta, and it becomes a 40k double striker, and then you use the Piccolo's ability, you could restand it so it could be another 40k double striker. So you're putting on huge pressure with this Vegeta here. Next up, we have my favorite card in white currently, or at least until set 29 released. I think there's probably some better white cards now that I like more. Probably the Revenge Death Ball Final, but this was my favorite card card from 2025, as we talked about in the year-in review. So this is if your leader's a white and you have 3 or more energy, you play this card from your hand. It's got Deflect. It's a 1 cost. And its main ability is Bonkers. You choose 1 white card in your battle area or energy, switch it to hidden mode. So this fuels the Vegeta, this fuels the Piccolo. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So this is just removal. It doesn't ignore barrier. It'd be busted if it ignored barrier. White would be broken if it, well, maybe not broken, but it would be fantastic if it could remove barrier with this card. You KO it, and your white leader gets 20k power for the turn. So not only are you boosting up your Vegetas when your Piccolos or whatever else you need to swing with, you are boosting your leader to gigantic levels of power. So you're going to be at a base, just if you're just using this ability alone on your leader, you are a 35k leader swinging. But there are plenty of ways, as you can tell, to boost your leader up to go to astronomical heights of swinging. Next up, we have the best negate in white, probably outside of Revenge Death Ball Final, the original best negate in white. We have Son Gohan, Overwhelming Sense of Justice. Negate attack, play this card. Reduces its cost to 1 if you have a hidden mode card in your battle area. And then when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to hidden mode, and then switch it to revealed mode at the end of the turn. So you're saving yourself a swing, and then you're interrupting another battle card on your opponent's field to stop from swinging by switching it to hidden mode for a time being. And it's a 15k swinger or body that's put in hidden mode. Next up after that, we have Beerus Godly Power. This is our other countering play that I spoke about. It's a deflect barrier blocker. Counterplay, limit 1, play this card. If your leader card is white and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by choosing a hidden mode card in your battle layer and place it into your owner's drop instead of paying its energy cost. So, if you have a hidden mode card that you don't need and you know you're not going to need it and you need a barrier blocker now, like for example, the best options here are going to be your Master Roshis and TNs, because if you send it to the drop when it's in hidden mode, it's going to give your leader that 5k, so it's going to bean your leader again. It's going to boost it up. It's all about protecting your leader by going high or having blockers out or be able to switch things to hidden mode or KOing things to give it 20k. It is just a lot of battle tricks going on here, or a little bit of activated mating to actually do it as well. But I digress. This Beerus Godly Power is one of my most underrated cards in white. You don't need more than 2 of them though in this deck for sure. Next up, we have the concept rare, the original concept rare, Jiren versus Son Goku. Most people don't like this CR for some reason. I think this CR is pretty underrated. I think it's probably the 3rd best, if not the 2nd best, depending on who you ask. It's a double strike, counter attack, it redirects the attack, and it switches a battle card. Choose one of your white battle cards and switch it to hidden mode at the end of battle. And of course, so you could protect another card if you need to, or you could just set yourself up to have a hidden mode card ready to go. And of course, if your leader is white and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you reduce the energy cost card in your hand by 3. Notice it doesn't have to be on your opponent's turn, so that means that you can play this white CR on your turn just to have a 25k double strike swinger, which makes it arguably a better target for the effect of your leader, whether you're flipping a Piccolo down, whether you're flipping a Vegeta down, or whether you're flipping this Goku down. You can make your Jiren versus Son Goku a 45k double strike swing. Then we got the Battle of the Gods of Destruction. This is basically a free negate if you have a hidden mode battle card on your field to use as energy. You can switch it to rest mode instead of one of your energy, so it's a great card. And then we're getting into the blue suite. We have Pilaf, Shumai, Cunning Trio. This is sort of just to interrupt your opponent, stop them from comboing, negate a skill if you need to. Whis' Coercion is just constantly another negate that you could restand because we can't play D-Magic. But the big thing about Whis' Coercion that is very useful is that it allows us to pick any of our energies to restand. So if we know we don't have another blue card to play, we could restand another white energy so we could play out a Jiren versus Son Goku or a Battle of the Gods of Destruction if you need to, or something else. Like Protector of the People here. Protector of the People is generic. It doesn't require a blue or a white, but it is, it is probably one of the better floodgates that you could play in white, at least originally, especially in this deck, because every time you get swung with a battle card attack, you get the 5k. Just a basic generic floodgate for 1. And then we have the best super combo for this deck, which is Backbone of Universe 7 Son Goku. So glad that Nats we got an alt art reprint of this and in foil. Sick card. If you're Universe 7 in 5, if your leader is a Universe 7 and you have 5 or less life, you get draw a card in 10k. It's the best super combo for the Son Goku deck. Since the other ones aren't as great, our SCR is going to be Pan Time Control Maiden. It is a great card. I think that there's arguments you could play something else, but I think Pan Time Control Maiden is going to be the best card for White U7 Goku, because you're going to have a lot of battle cards on the field, including your opponents too, and it just stops their turn outright, and of course allows you to get to your turn so you could swing high, or you could use it offensively, play it out for free, and then you have a free 40k swinger, and of course you could activate main to take control of another person's card. So, it is what it is. I think it's the best SCR for this deck. And of course, our Overwhelm is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Heated Fighting Spirit. This pairs up very well with the Pan. What you're going to do is you're going to Overwhelm with the Vegeta, so that you most of the time your opponent's going to think that's going to be your last swing, because usually people's last swing with an Overwhelm is usually the last swing, because it's the last bitch effort to get through damage. But if you Overwhelm that, people think you're done swinging, and then you play at the Pan for another 40k swing that they weren't expecting. So let's go ahead and get into the Z deck. The Z deck is pretty simple here. 2 Transcendent Limit Break, another card that I'm glad we got a shiny alt art reprint for. 2 Topo Fierce Foe. Really, it's not that great of a card in the deck. It's kind of hard to play unisons in general in this deck, but options are limited in white. And then Jiren Immense Being. This is for another way if you don't have any of your double strikers to close out games. It does offer some little bit of a protection for itself, but it never really comes up for me. This card here, Pulsing New Power, is a fantastic card. It's a dual attack for 2 and 1 Z energy. Dual attack, when it attacks, chooses one of your opponent's battle cards and switches to hidden mode and then switches to revealed at the end of your opponent's turn. So they basically miss out on a battle card for their entire turn, but since it's dual attack, you can do 2. But the best part is if you find a way to switch it to hidden mode and then switch it to revealed mode, it resets that dual attack. So you can get a whole new slew of dual attacks. So normally you want to swing once, hide it, or restand it, hide it, then reveal it, and then you get 2 more attacks as a dual attack. So you could potentially be removing 3 battle cards out of the equation to save yourself on the next turn if you don't kill your opponent on the crackback. And of course, we have Super Saiyan Gogeta Bold Arrival. So this is a kind of an interesting take for me. A lot of people asked me about it when I showed them the list. This just allows us to be able to play it out because we're going to end up having a Goku and a Vegeta in our warp to be able to play it out with no specified, because we're going to overwhelm with that heated fighting spirit, and you're going to be able to play it out, and then it's just another double strike in case we really need to push damage. We have nothing else better to do. And then we're going to get into the side deck. So, nothing too special. Dark Power, Blast Mask Saiyan, Begrudging Allies for the counterplays, Blue Hate, somehow Unchanging History, Frieza Unexpected Ally. This is like a board wipe potential. You could play Zeno, but Zeno's more expensive in this deck, and Frieza's just kind of the better option in my opinion. Oceania Shenron, it's another Floodgate if you really need to get a Floodgates in for those more aggressive matchups, because although this is aggressive for white, at least early on, there are plenty more aggressive decks that can kill us in our tracks. Koitsukai is Koitsukai. Isekai Keeping Watch for even more counterplays, so you would, if you're trying to stop people from getting you to swing, or battle card floodgates, you're just removing cards of their hand so they don't stop your swings. And Heavily Wizard Demigra for those big barrier bodies that you're having a hard time getting rid of. So with that being said, that is my list that I think I should have taken to Nationals. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. Would I have had more success with this deck, do you think? Or should I have just bit my tongue and kept going with Gamma even though I only got 2 wins? Again, let me know down in the comments below what you think, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace. Hey everybody, this is the People's Champ thanking you for watching this video. If you want to see content just like this, there should be a playlist attached at the end of this video. If not, check our channel out and see what else you like there. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe.